Previously on Dances with Dice. When last we left our heroes, Eisen, the half-elf cleric, Karma, the tiefling wizard, and Emiria, the elven monk. They had just defeated Karma's ex-fiancée Quinn in a pitched and dangerous battle. Now, as the ruins and remnants of this fight surround them, what new worlds, new realities, new revelations must they all face as they take another step towards conflict in this week's episode of Dances with Dice.
All right, so all of you are standing there in the middle of this field as you watch the ashes of Quinn float away. The purple energy that's been like kind of swirling and maintaining in the center of this courtyard doesn't fully fade out, but the brightness begins to diminish, and it begins to sort of like the pulsing starts to slow, almost to like a low. Like what was a heartbeat, like it was almost like a fast heartbeat in exercise is now kind of slowed to just a single kind of like just dudump, dudump, like very slow, very soft. Eisen, you are holding the like shattered bone like horns in your hand as the robes, the cloak, the staff all fall to like kind of just at your feet in a pile. And you watch as like a sudden breeze just carries the ashes off into the wind.
He's kind of like it was a big spell. So he's also just kind of like he just ripped him off of his head before he like
and
flew away. So he's just standing there.
Also something. Despite the fact that Emiria did heal you, you're still definitely feeling the effects of unconscious.
That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it. He's still just kind of like kind of like catching his breath, and then looks down at the horns, like thinks about it for a second, and then puts them away.
puts them in the fanny pack.
Yeah.
Karma, what are you doing right now?
Well, last I remember is that, Batima was, like, hugging Karma.
Yeah, but Batima's still got her arms just, like, wrapped around you, like, just, like, crushing you in a hug.
But Karma's, like, barely reacting to it. Karma's just sort of, like, her eyes are on the spot where Quinn...
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, basically... She's just like there's like almost no emotion in her face besides maybe a little bit of shock.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like barely reacting to Batima hugging her. She's just like just staring. Just complete disassociation has occurred.
But Batima kind of pulls back and like looks at you and kind of sees that in your eyes. And you feel a healing spell wash over you, just like almost out of like desperation, like wanting you to be okay. And when she doesn't see any reaction, she just goes back to hugging you, and she just starts singing one of the lullabies that she would sing to you as a child, just like whispering it in your ear, like between like kind of half choked out sobs, as she still just is hugging you.
At that point, at hearing the lullaby, I feel like Karma's emotions probably start to maybe poke through, and she starts like the tears are now welling up in her eyes, and she's like shaking, and and I think she's probably starts crying a little bit, but her eyes but her eyes are still on where Quinn's body was, but she's now kind of like clutching Fatima back. She's like, but she's still, her eyes don't move from where like Quinn was.
Amiria, what are you doing right now?
I'm insensitive, so I want to loot the remains.
I was about to ask. I'm standing over it. Is there anything left?
Easy enough. There's the purple and white cloak with the symbol of his house, the hexagrammic heart with the eye in the center. Like, that's the clasp of the cloak. There's his staff, which even like from this distance, you can kind of feel like pulsating with like a small like radiant sort of energy. And then like there's like a coin purse on his person. It's got like 200 gold or something in it. It's like small, like normal adventuring, out and about sort of things. The big thing there would be is the staff and the cloak, and that's kind of about it.
All right. I'll pick them up and just hold on to them, even though I am not a spellcaster.
Karma. Roll. What would this be? Roll me a wisdom save, please.
Oh boy. That is only a 5, but plus probably not enough though. Let me go to my. Oh, I have a +7 to saving throws, so that's a 12.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
It's so great when you have us roll things and then don't say anything.
You don't feel anything. It's no like change in the wind. You're still just Fatima kind of softly sobbing out. Like she's moved on to like a folk song. Like she's basically just like running through like a list of things that she knew that she would sing you as a child.
Karma's gonna actually like take a step back, like kind of release Fatima.
Mm-hmm.
And she like gives her a look like that says like I'm okay, like just kind of like nods at her and squeezes her hand.
Okay.
She wants to talk to Fatima later because she hasn't seen Fatima in 10 years, roughly almost 10 years since Karma's 25 and she left when she was like 16, 17, so
okay,
almost 10 years. But she's gonna approach where the ashes were.
Okay. Amiria and Eisen are just kind of standing around there.
How exhausted am I?
How many spell slots do you have left? I can't imagine it's a lot.
I don't remember. I think somehow it reset.
Oh yeah, it resets on the level up. I think you were like down to like maybe some level 1s. Like
I had a bunch of level 1s. But I was burnt out on pretty much everything else.
You're tired.
Yeah.
Like you're not necessarily like you're not collapsing, but you're definitely like I just ran a couple miles, sort of just like
I ran a half marathon.
Yeah, you're tired. You're kind of like tired like in the bones and the muscles, but it's not you're not exhausted. Okay. But you just kind of like the shield feels heavier, though your shoulders are like kind of like drooped a little bit. Like it's just everything weighs like an extra 5 pounds.
Gotcha.
And Karma's face is kind of back to there's a lack of emotion, but there's a shift in the emotions that she's feeling, but it's generally just very disassociative sort of look. and she holds her hand out to Emiria. Can I see the cloak, please?
Yeah, hand it to her.
I'd like to cast Identify on it to see if there's any magical properties to it.
Um,
My spells.
yeah, I mean, you can ritual cast Identify, so
Yeah.
like 10 minutes go by. The cloak is it's a normal cloak. There's no spells or anything on it in any way. You do get from the clasp, it's fading. The clasp had some sort of magical aura to it, but it appears with Quinn's death that magical power has extinguished. It was some sort of spell he was holding on it. Oh wait, actually, real quick, because I realized I didn't see that. Both, well, actually, all three of you can do this. Roll me an investigation check, please. Because there is one thing, technically.
That's an
Fuck off. I got a 16, but Hannah rolled a nat 20.
7.
I rolled a nat 20 plus 10, 30.
Good lord.
That's the first time I've ever rolled
You
really
were
well.
looking at that spot for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. You
I
were.
see some particles of more dust.
Yeah. You see like shining, Hannah, like the light, like the clouds finally clear for the first time in hours, and like a soft sunlight trickles through, and you catch like a glint off of a necklace that's kind of just in the ash, and you reach for it, and then as soon as you pull it out, you notice a divination rune on the front of this amulet, and you read it and you see that it says counterspell. And if you take another 10 minutes to identify it, this is an amulet of counterspell. So once per reaction, you can basically cast counterspell for free. It doesn't extinguish a spell slot. And at the end of every subsequent turn, you can roll a d20. If you roll a 20, it replenishes itself, so you have another counterspell.
Damn.
But it replenishes like on the day.
It will replenish on the day, or if you roll a 20.
Okay.
But re-rolling will take a bonus action. But
Pretty
that's
cool.
why it's perfect for wizards, because your
Yes.
bonus action's fucking useless.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna pocket that.
Okay.
I don't know if I have to. Do you have to attune to it? Does it require attunement?
Let me check. I have this somewhere.
I forgot that we leveled up, and I just checked what I got at that last level up, and
Yes, this
I
does
can know
require
every
attunement.
language now.
Oh.
It does require attunement.
Sweet.
So you would have to lose one of your attuned items if you wanted to.
Okay. For now, I'm gonna pocket it. Karma looks at the two of them. Are you guys okay?
I'm standing and breathing.
Eisen?
I was gonna ask you that. I'll live. Kind of looks over at Emiria. Thanks.
Yeah, that was good timing for the new ability of not letting you die.
Yeah, those.
Quite convenient. kind of like coughs a bit as he tries to like chuckle. He tries to laugh that, and it's just like, oh fuck, it still hurts.
So you cough into the back of the hand, a little blood comes out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Eisen's got the consumption.
Karma kind of like chuckles a little bit at all that too, until her brain kind of like gets to a spot.
I kind of like hold out the staff to her, and I'm like, do you want this? Or can I break it over my leg? Because it would just be really nice and fun. Just imagine the snap.
Eisen's
Hold on.
need for things goes like, no,
Don't break it.
don't.
The little hoarder goblin inside Eisen's brain just starts scrambling.
We could sell that. We could sell that. No.
And Karma shakes her head. No, As she looks up at the houses, like all the houses that were destroyed, and she looks at hers and Quinn's. And she gets kind of a look in her eye. And she like has the clasp and the robe. She said, and I have a better idea. And she's gonna walk towards Quinn's house.
Okay.
Can I make an insight check to kind of guess what she's about to do?
I don't need an inside check.
I know.
It's arson
it
time,
seems
baby.
pretty obvious.
You are welcome to roll if you so desire.
15 plus 7.
Is it arson time?
Is it arson time? Do I
You'll see
I see the fiery glint in her
Yeah.
eye?
Your fingers are just like slightly sparkling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you can notice that Karma's pulling up like her sleeve where she has the burning hands tattoo.
It's
And she's gonna go into the house. She has a location in mind.
Okay. You walk into the house. Not much has changed. Not unlike your own, it feels very museum-like. This has been kept this way for a reason. Where are you heading?
Quinn's room.
Okay. You walk up the stairs. Your houses were built in such a way where it's like they're almost kind of mirror images of itself. So where your balcony would be, his is like on the same side of his house. So you would have been able to see each other through the balconies. You walk into his room, and this room, this is the one room that is different. You see that it is destroyed. As though a rampaging beast came through. It's been torn up in anger and hatred. You can like almost like taste the malice on the air. And the one thing you do notice is that the bed sheets, even through almost a decade of time, you can still see the bloodstains from where you stabbed him the night you ran away. And you see the knife just on the bedside table, like almost placed there lovingly in this whirlwind of destruction.
She's going to take the knife.
Okay.
She's gonna look around the room like one last time.
Okay.
And aimed directly at the bed, she's gonna start casting burning hands
Okay.
on her
On your tattoo.
tattoo.
Okay.
But she's gonna start there, but she's gonna move it like a flamethrower, just
Okay. So for the duration, the duration of the spell, like it's got the 15-foot cone, like you just kind of like move it like around the room, and everything in here is dry as a bone. The room catches just immediately. Anything linen in here just immediately like almost like explodes in a puff of dust and smoke as fire catches the four-corner bed, the clothes that are left in the closet, the rug on the floor, and it starts to spread throughout the rest of the house, out onto the balcony. The windows start to shatter from the heat as the house begins to catch alight.
and she's very cinematically, just after the flames have caught, she's going to just start walking back down the stairs. But as she's going down the stairs, she's going to where is it?
So
She's going to cast a chromatic orb
Okay.
in fire.
Okay.
I don't know. Do I have to roll to hit a wall?
No,
hit stairs,
It's
hit-
an inanimate object. You're just lighting it on fire.
And so, but she's going to cast a couple, like two at first, like two of them at first level as she's like going to hit just on another wall as she's coming down, and then at another wall.
Mm-hmm.
and she's got like her face is like a mixture of anger and absolute fucking sadness. Like she's got tears like streaming down her face.
All I imagine is from the At World's End,
I was
Pirates of the
literally
Caribbean,
thinking of that.
is she's just walking down the stairs
Like
as the
the-
fire as the fire just slowly like catches everything around her.
The Cutler Beckett walk.
Yes, the Cutler Beckett
As
walk.
he's walking down
Yeah.
the ship, little like da, da,
Yeah, and
da,
everything's just
da.
exploding, but I just imagine like everything's starting to catch fire, like beams are
Yeah.
falling.
Yeah.
She's just like still casting
Yeah.
spells, but it's just that slow dramatic
Uh-huh.
walk. That's what I envision.
Yeah. And the braids,
Um,
the like her, she'd put her hair like in like little space buns for this trip, but those like with all the like the flames and the heat, and then pops out, so all her hair is about again.
Are you staying inside the house as it catches, or are you walking out front?
She's walking out front. She's not. She's fire resistant, but she's not
Yeah.
an idiot.
You're not immune.
She's not fire immune. She can still catch on fire.
With enough fire, anything catches fire.
Fire bad.
And but as she stops at the door, she's still holding the
knife.
robe. Not the knife. She's holding the robe and
Okay.
the clasp on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to like look into the doorway and then just chuck it into the flames.
Okay. And as you throw that into the flames and you like kind of like walk back out into the courtyard, both Amiri and Eisen, you see like silhouetted, almost like a fiery avenger, the house behind her engulfed in flames, almost like two wings spreading out behind her as Karma just slowly walks back out to the courtyard, having burned as the house just like as she like gets to you guys, the house like crumbles inward. And all you can see is like again like the burning and smoldering foundation behind you as like the daylight sky is lit up, and it's almost like you can see it's almost like a beacon to the world, like a lighthouse with the burning of this house.
Her tattoo's still
Eisen's
like kind of
got like the
crackling.
biggest shit-eating grin on his face right now, just because because that's totally something Eisen would do. So he's just like he's like mad respect.
She's like, yes, queen.
Amiria is like looking down at the staff in her hand and then up at the fire and then down at the staff and is like clearly thinking of just like javelin.
Eisen's
like, no.
Eisen just like grabs her hand like,
No.
don't do it.
Fine.
kind of just
Karma-
like, we're about to fight a war. We might need this.
But fire.
Um,
But Bernie stick.
I will find you other sticks to burn. There are sticks at home.
We have sticks at home.
yeah.
Sticks at home are just like
Sticks at home. Twigs.
twigs.
But it's not a magic stick.
Me want burn magic staff.
I'll have draft.
Me want burn.
I'll have draft make you a magic staff.
Ew.
Fine.
Karma is not smiling. Karma's still got that like heavy disassociative look. Do you want a bagel?
Just want to bite. Sorry.
2 bagels.
Do you want a bagel bite?
I mean, always, but
Karma's still like heavy disassociation.
Mm-hmm. You
And
watch.
she gets. Oh, and also she what do I have?
Well, before you do anything, Karma, you watch as Batima walks up, and in the time that you would walk to the house and back, you see that she's like stripped off the heavy armor and everything like that, and she's just kind of like down to like linen clothes and things underneath. You watch as she hurls the armor and sword and everything that she was wearing during the fight into the fire and watches as it slowly melts.
How dare he make her wear armor? She's not a fighter.
And watches it slowly like melts down into just kind of like a pile of like molten slag.
Mm-hmm.
And she reaches like around her neck where there's another one of those another one of those amulets, and she like kind of yanks it, and like the chain breaks off of her neck, and she kind of like looks at it, and then looks at you, Karma, and tosses it to you.
Karma catches it.
So you have 2 of these amulets now.
Sweet.
Oh man, I didn't write it in my character sheet, so I can't remember exactly what it was, but the teleportation scroll that me and Hannah were fighting about.
the word of recall scroll.
Word
The
of
word of
recall.
recall scroll. I'm gonna hold that out to Karma.
Karma thinks, and she looks at her house. One last thing. And she starts, and she gestures for gestures for people to follow, but she primarily wants Eisen to follow because he has the bag of holding.
Okay.
So, but she gestures.
Everyone's. At this point, I think we can safely say everyone's just following you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure Karma doesn't run off.
You just have to walk in a direction, and we're there
Yeah.
on, like...
Karma's going to step into her house. And she wants to take... She looks at the portrait,
Okay.
and she's gonna... Can she reach it?
Yeah, it's just on the wall. It's like shoulder height. It's
She's
very
gonna
reachable.
reach up, grab it, and she's gonna break the frame against the floor. She's gonna
Okay.
break the frame against the floor
Okay.
and roll up the painting of
Okay.
her as a baby with her parents.
Okay.
And she's going to approach Eisen, unzip the fanny pack, slide that in.
While he's wearing it?
Yes, I've
This-
put
this
a
is-
table. I put a
This
table
is
in
a
Eisen's
normal
crotch.
occurrence. Eisen just
Yeah,
I just kind of puts hands on his hips, thrusts
lets it
forward,
happen.
thrusts forward.
Yeah. We've put a table in Eisen's crotch, like,
Mm-hmm.
and but then she's gonna go a bit farther in to the harp,
Okay.
and she
I don't think we can fit a harp in the fanny pack.
we've fit a table in the fanny pack.
Doesn't the opening have to be big enough to, like, fit the object?
don't ask questions.
It's a magic fanny pack. It's like a snake. It opens up its jaw for it.
Yeah, it dehinges and just like that.
That's a fucking nightmare.
But she's like pulling Eisen along, and she realizes that she's probably not strong enough to lift the harp, and so she looks at her more beefy friends.
That's what you bring a Miria to.
It's easy enough. You guys are able to slide the harp in. It goes in without issue. Is there anything else?
She's got her painting. She's got her harp. She's got her batima.
Did you want to take the dress?
Oh,
dress
we
is
already
already in
we
there.
Oh no, you
have
already
the
have the
dress.
dress. I'm sorry, you already have the dress. I
We
just
already
remember
have
you
the
mentioned
dress.
that, like you said, don't let me forget. And it was like I can't remember if we had the dress or
Yeah,
not.
I think it was the harp. I think it
Okay.
was the harp that I didn't want to forget. I didn't want to forget the harp. But then I remembered as we were walking, and I remembered the painting, and I knew Karma was going to want that, especially if she knows that her parents are alive.
All right.
While Karma is dealing with the harp, I want to turn to Batima and basically just like, hey, sorry we tried to kill you.
You watch as well, you don't actually know her name, but so like you turn to the Goliath, and the Goliath like looks at you. Do you speak Giant?
She speaks-
Oh, baby, I speak all
She
languages
speak-
now.
Yeah,
Okay.
she leveled when they leveled up. They got all languages.
That's right, you did. So she responds to you in Giant. I have a understanding of doing things without knowing. And she just kind of grimaces and just looks back to Karma.
I'm kind of a healer. Do you need? Can I?
She
Sorry?
she just shakes her head and it's like she's she just shakes her head. She's she turns you down.
All right.
When Karma comes back, she takes Batima's hand. She like holds it and squeezes it,
Okay.
and then she looks up at her. Where's Daniel?
He's safe. I have not seen him for, I think. And like you watch as like she touches the side of her face, like where the mark was. I have not seen him since. It has been 2 years, 3 years.
I saw him recently on a boat.
You watch as like a
thought-
relief washes over her,
I
like
thought
100 like tons of weight came off her shoulders, knowing that her son was safe.
he was. Yeah, I thought he was going back to you. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I left.
She just kneels down.
sorry.
She just kneels down and pulls you into a tight hug and just again just starts softly singing the lullabies to you, and like in between songs just like whispers, no, it's, you had to leave. This is not your fault. None of this could ever have been your fault.
I didn't know what he was gonna do, but I knew it was gonna be bad, and I'm sorry.
You cannot blame yourself for the evils of other people, Evie. He was a monster. And monsters are the responsible ones, not the people they hurt. And she kind of like cups your jaw and like two of her, like it's a little comical, like these like giant fingers just like cupping your tiny little face. She's actually grown a little since you last saw her. She's like still huge. But it's like,
Fatima.
and she plants a little kiss on your forehead like she used to when you were a child and you like had trouble sleeping. She's like, what is important is that we are safe now. We have each other again.
Karma looks back at Aizen and Amiria, and then back to Fatima. But what about his vision?
Batima chuckles a little bit, almost like this is like a conversation you guys have had before.
Probably a million fucking times.
And like I feel like Batima's one of the people where it's like, I feel like Batima's one of those people where it's like you can't be an atheist in a world where like the gods are known, grant magical powers, and like there's like literal historical records of them walking upon the earth. But she's like as much of an atheist as you can be in that world where it's like the gods ain't shit. Fuck the gods, them bitches. And so she just kind of like, it feels like she's just like rolling her head through like all the arguments she's made over the time she knew you. And she just finally settles on, she just looks you in the eyes and it's like, the only things set in stone is stone. And even stone yields before the hammer. I would not worry yourself, little one.
Karma is kind of at the moment at a loss for it. She doesn't know what to say.
He should have foreseen himself dying like a bitch.
Just like fireworks go off in the background. The air horn like just starts blaring.
Shades descend.
The shutter shades just come. Just shutter shades slowly move down Amiria's face.
Ask me if I give a fuck.
Karma Karma's going to hug Fatima.
Okay. She returns it.
And Yeah. I'm trying to think like what Karma would say because I don't like. I'm trying to think in this moment. My little baby.
Do you want to hang out at our bar?
I would like to hang out anywhere that is not here.
Uh,
I want to go home.
Then let's go home.
right, this time I hand you the scroll for real.
Karma takes the scroll, and
Before we kind of like before she does the teleport thing, if that's what she's going to do, Aizen kind of looks over at Batima and is just like, "You fight good."
Roll an insight check, Aizen.
While this is
Like-
happening, I'm giving Karma a look of like, I told you. I'm not saying I told you, but I told you we'd
Because
get
she
out
like
of
look,
this.
I'm assuming she like
Karma's
if
just
she like looked at me or something like that, I just
Hmm.
look over like kind of like a fuck like,
I know.
that.
Congrats on almost killing me.
Yeah, I mean she did, but
You have come the closest.
yes.
Eh.
What did you say? Insight.
Insight.
Okay. 14.
14.
Oh, no, 15.
15.
Damn, you have really good insight.
You can see that she knows you're trying to mean it as a compliment. And she's trying to take it as such. But
Aizen putting his foot in his mouth.
but in
once
like
again.
in like the same way, it's like
It's like, thanks, I was brainwashed.
it's in the same way, it's like there's no good thing to say to someone. Like they say like, I've got cancer. It's like,
You fight cancer good.
you're gonna kick its ass. It's just like I don't. It's like she knows it's a compliment, and it's the exact wrong thing to say right now.
because Aizen's an idiot.
But she's like
I have to maintain character continuity.
she looks at you. The Goliath looks at you, and she's like, "I'll try not to be in the future," and just kind of shuts up.
Try not to be.
Oh my god, I would die for this woman already.
Yeah. When he said that, Karma kind of like looked at him, like kind of like a squint.
Aizen
Dude, what the
looks
fuck?
over like, what?
It's like Karma's looking at him, just like, I know you're stupid. I didn't think you were an idiot.
Just because she's a Goliath.
Can I
doesn't mean
whack
she's a
Aizen in the
fighter.
back of the head with the staff?
If you do, it'll just heal him more.
But Karma's going to she's gonna take one last look at the house around her. I'll be back. I'll be back here again. And she's gonna open up the scroll.
All right. As the incantation leaves you, the magic like swirls around you, like a rune opens up beneath you in a white blinding light, and then in a flash you guys feel like the stretching and like shrinking sensation all at once of being teleported. This one a little bit more forceful than usual. And you come out of it like you land on your feet and you come out of it like almost a little whiplashed. And then the next thing you hear is like a shrill scream of fear, as I need Aizen to roll a dex save, please.
Did we appear in someone's bath chambers?
He's gonna land on top of Yemek.
14.
14. Okay, you don't take any damage, but you do. But like as you guys all kind of come
Wait,
to,
it targets me. Is it only me?
it's only you who has to roll a dex save. It's not a targeted attack, so it's not an attack of any kind.
Oh, okay, but does it only target me? Oh, well, it doesn't. I passed anyway.
Yeah,
It was
you
just-
passed the save, so it was just a dex save for damage, not for
Okay.
for anything else. So all of the rest of you like kind of like land, and you hear like the click of like feet on marble, and then you watch as like Aizen is just kind of flat backed across Lady Andromeda's desk.
Presented like a piece of meat.
Because if you guys recall, the Word of Recall spell was designed to take you right back to the chamber you were in.
Oh shit.
Because it was an emergency exit, not a easy to get home thing.
Well, she does.
I don't.
That's right. Karma has teleport now. We could have just done that
I
instead
do?
of, but
Or there was the poor guy that took us on the boat
oh, yeah, he's
over
gonna
there
be like,
that's
"Where
fucking
are
waiting.
they?"
No, well, he knew that we might just boop out. He did say that
He's probably like, those guys are fucking dead. Bye.
and
No, he gave us like a flare or something.
Yeah, you have a flare gem now, by the way.
Fuck, I forgot
Booyah.
about that.
It's okay. There was a lot of trauma going around.
We'll
It's
have to
fine.
go back like 10 years from now and just find that guy and just like give him money for like the suffering.
Oh
of
no,
that
he's been
day.
paid. He's been paid already.
Yeah.
Right back. Hold on.
For
All right.
fucking ditching him.
Does anybody else
Though.
want a drink while I'm up?
Well, since here's the fun
What
thing.
kind of drink?
Since we're all here, I can just pause. All right, so you guys all, as this landing is complete, you watch as like Lady Andromeda has like kind of like climbed the back like of her high back chair, and she has like a knife in hand. She's just breathing really heavy. It's like, fuck. And then like notices it's all of you. It's like, oh my god, are you? And it's like she's like panicking, just like, are you all right? Is everything okay? It's like, were you like starts like checking over all of you because like again that was an emergency exit, so she's assuming the worst, and then like finally stops and notices a big Goliath with you. She's like, explain.
This is my nanny.
We're alive. Yay.
I'm back.
She walks back to her chair, pulls it back very far so she can see everyone in the room, and just kind of sits there, and then like puts like her fingers in like the little triangle pose, like right under her nose, and just.
I'm still on the desk.
Yeah. We're just gonna leave you there.
Karma like grabs Eisen's hand and tries pulling him up.
Okay.
So we survived.
She like just gives you a slow thumbs up. And then you guys
Why
know
are you surprised? You gave us a scroll.
that was, if you recall,
I do not.
for emergencies in the event of near certain death. Because we did not want to sacrifice you on the altar of our enemy. And then, like, you guys finally hear, like, pounding in the hallway, and, like, the door gets kicked in, and, like, 10 guards rush in, like, armed with spears. And it's like, Lady Andromeda, we heard screaming. It's like, get the fuck out. Yes, ma'am.
Well, apparently, you wanted to sacrifice me on the altar of your task.
So it's like she, like, looks over at the desk. If you have scratched this mahogany, I will be frustrated.
Do you have a royal chiropractor for Eisen?
She, like, pulls out a piece of paper and hands it to you.
I look at it.
It's
It's a referral.
It's
Referral.
it's a referral to Bob's Kinks, Joints, and Pains in the Middle District.
Kinks, you say?
It's also a sex shop.
He's
Like,
multi-purpose.
Weird sex stuff.
Yeah. And she just kind of sits there, like, looking for like an explanation, just kind of like
Sorry.
waiting to hear
Sorry.
what happened.
Sorry, we forgot that it was an emergency scroll. We just
Tensions were a little high in our defense.
we're alive. I guess.
Fucking barely, but here we are.
Okay. Also, for the sake of brevity, you just want to explain what happens, or
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So for
Karma
the,
does not partake in the explaining what happened.
okay, for the sake of brevity, the story is told, and she's kind of like sitting there, and like as like the story goes on, Lady Andromeda becomes more and more relaxed, and you kind of watch as like, okay, well, good job, everybody. That, and I say this, and I mean no insult. That could not have gone better, and no one was expecting it to. So, excellent work. Like she's like kind of like at a loss for words. Like it's like you guys. There's no insight check on this one. It's like she was certain someone was dying, with like how powerful like they knew.
Her and Karma both like.
Yeah, they were both certain someone was going to die. So like the fact that you're all here and like alive, and it's like she's very happy, obviously, but it's just kind of like don't really know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like
Eisen literally can't wait to go back to the tipsy table and rub it in Tony's face that nobody died.
So Lady Andromeda says, we will need to strategize again now that we have won this great victory. Take some time, rest, relax. I guess deal with whatever you guys need to, and we will send for you in a little bit. Thank you. Truly. And she kind of like dismisses you.
Now, with all due respect,
Get the fuck out.
get the fuck out.
And then like as you then through like all of this, like as you guys are leaving, you finally notice that like as you look outside, it's like nighttime.
Oh God.
And she's like dressed in like a bathrobe. And it's just like
Doing in her office in a bathrobe.
She's a hardworking lady.
she's a hardworking lady.
She's got that boss babe energy.
I mean, she is Lord of the City or Lady of the City, and there is a war about to happen. I wouldn't be able to sleep either.
But as you guys leave this, it's probably about like 10, 11 o'clock at night as you guys have left, and you realize that there was a little time dilation with the scroll, which is that's like the big difference here for the Word of Recall scroll versus like actually casting the spell. You guys were able to make your way back to the tipsy table without issue. The streets are quiet. The night air is, crisp, a little warm as spring is starting to finally get into full swing. And you guys arrive back home. The bar is quiet. No one really out and about. You guys can all head off to your rooms if you would like to sleep for the evening. Batima gets set up in one of the guest rooms, and as she heads off to go to bed, Karma, she gives you a little kiss on the forehead again and another tight hug before heading off to sleep.
Karma hugs her really, really tight. And then Karma's has a minute where she doesn't let go, but then she's like, okay, I gotta let go. Gotta let her go to bed.
What do the rest of you want to do? Do you want to go to sleep? Do you want to stay up? Where is everybody at?
I want to know what Amiri is doing first before I decide.
Oh.
I know what Karma's doing.
Having an emotional breakdown.
Having a berry special.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's drink.
Sure. You guys go knock on Barry's door.
I have I'm gonna go do something else.
Okay. We'll start with we'll do Eisen's thing first, and then we'll go back to the girls.
All right. I'm gonna go kick down Draft's door.
Okay.
I need a stick.
Okay. So are you just are you just walking in?
In as Eisen-y fashion as possible, yes.
In the dead of night.
Please roll me a dexterity save.
We're gonna lose Eisen, not in combat, but just somebody freaking out and accidentally firing fucking fireball.
Because it is just me. Hold on, I have to check something.
Because if I'm remembering correctly, your shield thing is protection against damage.
No, it's the shield master thing. If
Yeah.
I make a dexterity saving throw against against anything that targets only me, I can use my AC, the shield's AC bonus. So it gets a +3 +1, so it's a +4, so 17.
17. Okay. Still fail. You are you watch as you take no damage, but you watch as the floorboards around you leap up almost like this devouring maw, wrap around you like the fucking wood ninja dude from Naruto, fucking Captain Yamato, and they hold you in place and form a fist, and so you're just stuck in place. You're not taking any damage, you're just stuck in place. And then you watch as out of nowhere, that Boots the cat hops down in front of you, and just meow.
I love wizards.
And then you watch as Draft Draft comes running down the stairs with a broom in hand. Just it's like get out of me! What the fuck?
Draft and swear.
How many women are you going to upset tonight?
Yes.
And so he's just Eisen, it is late. Why are you kicking down my door?
Do I really have to answer that question?
Yes! What do you want?
Well, I would show you if I could.
Kind of looks down at the fist
Currently
holding me.
And she starts to release the magic, and as it slowly releases, you see like Boots is bapping you on the head. it's like nyeh, nyeh. It's like you woke up, mom.
Is there something? Is Boots floating?
No. It's the wood kind of unravels from you in a spiral, and then turns back into the floorboards.
Oh no, I was just wondering how Boots
is on your head.
On
Yeah.
On my head.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
he hopped onto the front of the wood, and then hopped onto your shoulder, and it's just nyeh, nyeh. She's puts the broom down, just kind of rubs her eyes, what do you want to show me?
Eisen reaches into the fanny pack and pulls out the horns.
She's like, these are interesting. It's like devil horns.
They're Quinn's horns.
Oh. Just kind of sets them down on a table.
Oh.
What is there something in particular you want me to do with them?
I don't know. I guess I just want to know if they have, if they're magical in any way, or what could be done with them, or
I mean, they're technically a fiendish material that could be used in some potions or concoctions and things, but unless he as a being was naturally imbued with magic, as most tieflings are, not a lot else outside of that, unless he was something else entirely. I'll do some reading. I can look into it for you.
never mind.
Grabs him and just walks out.
Okay, good night. And then as she closes the door, you hear under the fucking asshole. And goes back. You hear walk back up her stairs, and you hear the little pitter patter of feet. And it's no, good boy, Boots. He's like petting the cat.
Eisen's gonna go do his own kind of research into what they could whether they could be used for anything.
Okay.
Material
are you doing that is that all tonight or
yeah,
just
That's what I'm gonna. 'Cause I want to know if they can be used to possibly.
All right, roll
track where he's been, maybe if they could be turned into weapons, and anything that they could be used for that might be useful to the cause. I want to know.
For that roll an intelligence check and arcana check. Intelligence first.
Just some late night solo research.
As it be.
All right.
As
So the
one
intelligence was it's a flat 19 because I don't have
Okay.
a plus, and then arcana is just intelligence because I don't have a plus. So
Okay.
a 19 and a 15.
A 19 and 15. The biggest thing you find is kind of you find similar things to what Draft mentioned. They can be used for components in spells or potions. They take into account the natural resistance of the tiefling. So, red, fire, blue, cold, things like that. The biggest thing that you find in your research like because it would take a while. It would take more than an evening to like really deep dive. But the biggest thing you find is that because, and this is you stumble upon this because you know he was a divination wizard, because you have a body part of his. Any scrying spells that you might need to do on him would be you would be able to do them almost without effort. Because you have a physical part of the creature, or of the person.
Well, he's dead, so.
He appears to be dead.
What the?
For all intents and purposes, he has been killed.
What's the line? People die when they are dead. No.
You know, people die when they are killed.
Oh, that's what it is.
People die when they are killed.
But that basically like because you have to get some sleep unless you want to take a point of exhaustion. But for like the cursory like couple hours before bed, that's the most you can pull out. You could do further research if you wanted to, but you know for you know some like for like 2+ hours of reading, you kind of started your delve as it were.
Okay.
Amiria and Karma, you want to wake up Barry and get a Barry special.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so you walk up to his door, you knock on it, and just like the door like cracks just an inch, and the only thing you can see is this big giant owl eye
Oh, no.
in the thing. It's just like, what do you want?
Alcohol.
Enormous amounts of alcohol.
Alcohol.
There was trauma, Barry. We need you.
10 o'clock at night. Last call 9:30.
What kind of fucking bar has last call at 9:30 p.m.?
We'll tip extra.
Wait a minute. Insight.
Go ahead.
Damn, it's only like 7 plus 6. I wanted
13.
to see if he's got a friend in there.
He is a rock. It is.
Rock.
It's like
Can't read a damn thing on him.
Also, you're all you're seeing is one eye, and he's just like, go behind the bar. 3 shelves to the left. Use that bottle. Pre-mixed berry special. Close the door.
You're a hero, Barry.
And you just like hear him. You just hear like the sound of like a bed that as he's climbed back in, and then you just hear like soft like. It's like as he falls back asleep.
He has such gentle snores.
He's a soft man. He just has a hard exterior.
But
Heart of gold.
you're able to find the bottle without much issue. Each of you pour yourself one, and then set the bottle down, and then you watch actually as you set the bottle down after pouring one of each, the bottle empties itself. So now it's an empty bottle, and then lifts itself up magically and puts itself back into place.
Oh,
What a man. Goddamn. So, cheers.
Karma clinks, and then proceeds to.
Just shoot it.
Well, no, not shoot it. She's gonna drink it, but I imagine there's too much to shoot.
I mean, the berry special is designed to be, you can basically do anything you want with it.
She's just gonna be drinking it. She's gonna take a big old chug of it.
Okay.
But she's not gonna finish it all in one go.
Okay. So you guys, you sit, you drink, and whenever you guys have finished your drinks, please roll me a con save.
Karma's fucked.
20. Hold on. Oh god, math. 22.
22. All right.
5.
Amiria, you taste, you take a sip, and then like you finish it, and you're just like, oof, oof. You're definitely like buzzed. You're very buzzed. And you remember what Eisen looked like when he had his, so it's like you know this stuff is pretty much just rocket fuel that just doesn't taste like it.
Battery acid.
Karma, you like get halfway through, and it's just like, this is best drink ever.
You don't know what Karma's like when she's drunk.
You are schmammered. You are wasted.
Karma's face is on the bar counter, just like her finger is drawing, like it's following the grain of the wood, just doing those spirals along the grain where it makes into little circles or lines.
Just let it all out. Just let it happen.
Fuck.
Yes?
Fuck.
Yeah.
He died way too easily. That was way too easy.
I mean, Eisen almost died.
I mean, yeah, but that was gonna happen. Someone was supposed to die. It wasn't supposed to be Eisen, though.
I mean, we could have let it be Eisen.
Yeah, but that's not what was supposed to happen. Karma, it doesn't sound like Karma when she's drunk. I forgot about my thing that I do.
think
My
that should just be a thing. You don't have an accent.
It's like, hello, my name's Karma.
I mean, alcohol does affect your vocal cords.
Yeah. I was supposed to be me that died. That's what was supposed to happen. And it didn't. And
Counterpoint. How do you know Quinn's not a fucking liar?
Because all the adults said it too. Like, it happened when we were kids. He was, like, really great before that. And then he had his first vision. And his first vision was him killing me. And after that, he became, like, a piece of shit.
What if he was just a lying piece of shit? You know, some kids are just
Like,
fucking awful. They're like, oh, my dad works at Nintendo. No, he doesn't, Kyle.
what's Nintendo?
Fantasy Nintendo.
It's State a trading card.
Yeah, it's still just a trading card company.
He wasn't supposed to die. He wasn't supposed to. I'm supposed to, and that's what they said. And
But- Are you happy he's dead?
I don't. Karma's like hurt. She's got really big tears welling up in her eyes.
Easier question. Are you glad you're still alive?
More tears.
Oh god! Oh god, I'm not a therapist.
I don't know.
I think that even if you had stayed on that island and made your peace with that, I think he still would have been a dick and probably hurt many people, if not the entire island, either way. So I think you are morally neutral in this situation, and I think he's a piece of shit.
That's
You don't
That's
need
why.
to live your life bending the knee to assholes just because maybe if somebody says no to them, they'll
He
freak
hurt-
out.
But he hurt less people when I was there.
Maybe that was just the beginning. Maybe he was always going to be a complete dick. I think that was his fate. I think the motherfucker was supposed to be an asshole all along. And then he died like a bitch.
But he wasn't. And like Karma's still like flip-flopping on like her feelings about Quinn.
There's this thing about liars where they can convince you that they're good people up until that stops working for them. And I'm not saying that, like, children can be inherently evil, because that's a loaded question. Let's not open that Pandora's box. But let's say this shithead was a pathological liar since day one. It's really easy to win people over with niceness and then decide that you want something worse than that.
But he was nice when we were kids. Because when we were kids, we were supposed to get married. Because we were the only tiefling families left. So we were supposed to... the human families, after our families became tieflings, after that happened, they didn't want us to marry into their families. So we had to marry into each other's families. So there would be, like, gaps between generations, because obviously you don't want to, like, but, like, I knew I was going to marry him since I was born. And he was always nice up until, I don't fucking know, I was, like, 6 or 7. And I don't think, like, I don't, how old was he then? He would have been, like, 9, I think.
Nice is different than good.
But he was good. It felt like he was good. I thought he was going to be a good dad.
Well, you can always have that memory of 9-year-old him, and you can keep that with you. But the moment he changed, he stopped deserving your patience and your affection, and stopped deserving... He never deserved you to take the blame for all of this shit. He never deserved, like, to have you as a personal punching bag. What the hell? You should never have had to take the fault for his actions. And I know it feels like you leaving was the catalyst to him.
It was, though.
I
wasn't... the only reason I knew I was supposed to leave is because when I had my first vision, it was of this cathedral. And there were people screaming.
Then why is...
And there's no cathedral on Guidance.
Then why is his vision more important than yours? It sounds like you needed to leave. And you know that.
That was only part of why I left.
But you can trust your vision. Your vision was to get off of Guidance. You can't trust his vision. You don't know that what he saw was the truth.
But that's what the adults said. And the adults said it couldn't be
helped.
Fuck
the adults.
They said it couldn't be helped, and that we just had to hope that when he killed me, it was an act of mercy, or maybe something was going on. But they couldn't risk the bloodline, and they couldn't risk it.
Fuck the bloodline. I think you're more important than a goddamn bloodline. Look where that bloodline got them. They were so willing to roll over and let him be a dick that got all of them 6 feet under. So fuck those people. You're alive because you realized that was stupid. You got yourself the hell off of Guidance. Were innocent people who didn't deserve that caught in the crossfire? Yes. Innocent people will always get caught in the crossfire of people who are dangerous and terrible and don't care about who they affect around them. But what you can do now is move forward knowing that you can help more innocent people. You have so much power to help us win this fight that you can save people like the people on Guidance. Those people might be gone, but there are more Guidances out there and more people that we can help. And I have to believe that you're still around because the universe knows that you're capable of that. And no vision is going to tell me otherwise that has to be the truth.
Karma's like sniffling.
Karma, as these words wash over you, through like your little drunken haze, the Batima's words on the island kind of ring in your head. And all the conversations you've ever had with her about where she tried to convince you over and over and over again that divination in the future is a tool, not an answer, just kind of come rolling back through your head in this little drunken moment.
Batima said a lot of the same stuff like that. She tried to convince me of all those things too.
Batima sounds like a smart lady.
Yes.
She almost broke Eisen in half, so I can trust her.
Yeah, she's great.
I love anyone that can kick Eisen's ass.
Yeah. She raised me. I mean, my parents raised me too, but she She really raised me.
I think
She's-
once we have the opportunity, we're going to help her track down where her son is at, and we'll get them set up in a new life where they can be safe and comfortable.
I wish they hadn't. The night I left because. And Karma's like finger is like she's trailing her finger on the glass of the like she's like. Her face is still kind of on the counter, but she's as she's doing that.
The reason why I had left that night was part of it was because I'd had that vision a few months before, and so I'd been thinking about it. But
Like that also that night, Quinn had hurt me pretty bad, and I went to Batima, and Batima got mad, and she confronted him, and then he confronted me again, and he got really, really mad, and he wanted me to kill her and Daniel. He did that. He asked me to do a lot of things for him, and I would do them. But I couldn't do that one.
Then I'm glad he's dead. Fuck that guy.
Karma rubs her fingers along her chest. So like, that's what those were on him.
Good.
And she makes a stabbing motion.
I hope it hurt. I hope that every time he had to look down to that scar, it reminded him that he's weak. I hope that every time he saw that, he was reminded that he could never control you all the way. And I hope he died realizing that you were more powerful than he was.
Karma kind of like chuckles to herself. I burned his house down.
You did. It was really nice.
Karma, as you guys are talking and chatting, you hear
fuck.
at the door.
Who is it?
I'll go get it.
What do you want?
Amiria, as you go to the door and you open it, you unlock it and you open it, you see a large Goliath in traveling clothes, pack slung over his shoulder, just standing in front of you, and he like looks at you. It's like, hello. This is the tipsy table, correct?
Yes.
I understand. He pulls out a sheet of paper. Karma is one of the proprietors of this establishment.
Who's asking?
My name is Daniel.
Karma.
Ah!
I think you need to see who's at the door.
Karma like struggles to stand up, like
Like pushes your like peels your face off the sticky wood of the bar.
she comes off the. She like waddle, and she recognizes Daniel, I imagine, even in her drunken haste.
Yeah, so it's like you walk up to the door. It's like it kind of just like saying, and then as soon as Daniel sees you, Amir, he kind of pushes you aside and then just grabs you, Karma, in just like the biggest bear hug and like lifts you up into the air, just holding you tight.
What are you doing? What? How'd you get here? What?
Like she's hugging him back, but she's like, "What the? The last time she saw him, he like abandoned ship on a flying ship."
And as this commotion is like going on in the main room, you watch as Batima opens the door, like kind of rubbing her eyes because it's like, I hear the noise. What is? And like her jaw drops open as she sees Daniel, and then you hear like a tumbling, like crashing sound as she faints and breaks 2 tables. And that is where we will end our episode for today. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Dances with Dice. Please follow us on all social medias at Dances with Dice. And when you use the hashtag DWDcast or DWDart, we will use you as named NPCs in the show. As always, thank you for listening and join us every single Tuesday for new episodes of Dances with Dice.